Since Hugo Ekitike signed for Liverpool, the press and supporters have not stopped speculating about the young Frenchman's trajectory, fueling stories that the Reds had snatched the player from Newcastle United's grasp. During the transfer window, the Premier League experienced intense, tense moments, particularly with the Alexander Isak saga, which simmered amid rumours and failed negotiations. In the end, Liverpool secured Ekitike, leaving many Newcastle fans baffled and frustrated, as St James's Park appeared to have well-defined plans for the French striker. The narrative that Liverpool had taken advantage of Newcastle spread quickly, but on closer inspection, the story is far more straightforward and personal than one of market politics. The drama involving Ekitike and the two clubs gathered momentum largely due to the Alexander Isak context. Liverpool were seeking to strengthen their attack, and with Newcastle's failed attempt to sign the Swede from Eintracht Frankfurt, a perfect window of opportunity opened for the Reds. It was in this scenario that Ekitike emerged as the ideal solution, and the move caused quite a stir among supporters and the media, who were quick to interpret the transfer as some sort of coup by Liverpool. However, such speculation overlooked the will of the player himself, who, from the outset, had made his target clear: to wear the red shirt. The supposed tug-of-war seemed more like a tale spun behind the scenes than a genuine drama involving Ekitike. Speaking recently to the French press, Ekitike was categorical in dispelling all doubts about his future. He had never considered Newcastle a genuine option. The striker, who joined the Reds at just 23, explained that his decision was entirely personal and strategic. He knew exactly what he wanted and chose Liverpool because he believed it was the right place for his development. Why Liverpool instead of Newcastle? It was my choice. It's what I wanted, Ekitike stated clearly and decisively. He emphasized that he felt a special pull towards the club, something he had not experienced elsewhere, and that the move represented not only a step forward in his career, but also a chance to better prepare for the challenges of elite football. The Frenchman further stressed that his decision was aligned with his long-term goals to perform again at the highest level, more mature and equipped to meet the demands of English and European football. He understood that the Premier League would demand physical and mental dedication, and that Liverpool provided the perfect environment for that growth. By underlining that he has no regrets over his choice, Ekitike closed the door on any narrative suggesting remorse or Newcastle's loss of an opportunity. For him, the decision was clear from the very first moment, leaving no room for doubt. He highlighted that everything he did was guided by his own conviction and desire for development, making it clear that his journey to Anfield was not the product of luck or chance, but of planning and determination. As for Newcastle, any noise about losing Ekitike is, according to the striker himself, completely exaggerated. He was never waiting on an offer from the Magpies or any other club. Liverpool was always the priority. The idea that he might have been upset with Liverpool's signing of Alexander Isak is equally unfounded. As Ekitike explained, he understood the club's plans when joining the Reds and was aware of his role in the project. There was no personal rivalry, no resentment, only a clear decision to choose the path he believed best for his career. The young Frenchman showed maturity in addressing the situation, dismantling the speculation that had swirled for weeks in the media and among supporters. The narrative that gained traction in the British and French press was also fueled by Newcastle fans and sections of the media who enjoyed turning straightforward market moves into epic battles. To many, Ekitike had been a pawn in the negotiations, but the truth is he always stood firm in his decision: Liverpool. The player's own clarification humanizes the story, revealing that behind every transfer there are desires, dreams, and personal choices, often ignored amid rumours. Ekitike made it clear that he felt called to wear the red shirt, not out of convenience, but through affinity and ambition to establish himself as a top-level footballer in Europe.
Moreover, Liverpool's choice of Ekitike is strategic for Arne Slot's side. The team were looking to bolster their attacking options and bring in another forward capable of leading the line. The signing of the Frenchman shows that the Reds are attentive to market details, identifying talents that fit perfectly into their style of play and squad needs. For Ekitike, this opportunity represents not only a new chapter in his career, but also the chance to become a protagonist at one of Europe's most important clubs. He arrives with the responsibility to deliver, but also with the awareness that he made the right decision, something any ambitious player dreams of when stepping up a level. The debate over who would be the ideal choice to strengthen Liverpool's attack may have taken on dramatic tones, but the reality is simpler. Ekitike only ever wanted Liverpool. Regardless of speculation, the player's will was decisive and should be the focus of analysis. The Frenchman not only fits the profile Arne Slot is looking for, but also shows maturity and strategic vision by opting for a project that offers growth, international exposure, and top-level challenges. The story highlights that behind sensationalist headlines, there is always the player's perspective, which is so often overlooked amid the media noise and supporters' passion. Looking at the whole situation, it becomes clear there is no room for Newcastle to feel aggrieved. The narrative that the Reds snatched Ekitike from their grasp is, in the player's view, entirely fanciful. He stated plainly that his priority was always Anfield, that Liverpool's environment was ideal for his development, and that his decision to join the club was not conditioned by what Newcastle did. This stance demonstrates confidence, self-awareness, and a deep understanding of his own career path, essential qualities for any player aspiring to shine on the European stage. Finally, Ekitike closes any misunderstanding with a firm, transparent stance. He chose Liverpool out of conviction, passion, and strategy, and there is no trace of regret or doubt over his decision. Suggestions that he might have felt slighted or disappointed by the signing of Isak are nothing more than baseless speculation. The Frenchman reiterates that his priority was always to wear the red shirt and contribute to the club's project under Arne Slot, a manager who values his talent and believes in his potential. This story is not about rivalry between clubs or market skirmishes, but about a player determined to follow his own path, choosing the destination he believed best for his career and growth in elite football.